श्रीनिवासयति श्रेष्ठदया पात्रं गुणान्वितः कौशिको अनन्तरङ्गार्यः चिरं विजयतां भुवि यस्तात्मीयभरं वरप्रदगुरो वैराग्यभाग्यो ददौ वेदान्तामृतसारवन्तं मनघात् श्रीनिवासात् कुरोः श्रीशैलान्वयकौस्तुभस्य तनयं श्रेयोनिधे श्रीनिधेः वन्दे साधुकटाक्षकेलिनिलयं श्रीकृष्णसदेशिकम् श्रीनारायणयोगीन्द्रवरदार्यकृपाश्रयं रङ्गेशपादविनतं श्रीनिवासमुनिं भजे श्रीवासरङ्गपरकालमुनित्रयाप्तलक्ष्मात्मरक्षणयति त्वयुगागमान्तम् आचार्यभक्तिपरिपूतं मनर्घशीलं गोपालदेशिकमुनिं गुरुम् आश्रयामः। श्रीमान् वेङ्कटनाथार्य कवितार्किककेसरी वेदान्ताचार्यवर्यो मे सन्निधत्तां सदा हृदि रामानुजदया पात्रं ज्ञानवैराग्यभूषणं श्रीमद्वेङ्कटनाथार्यं वन्दे वेदान्तदेशिकं श्रीरङ्गतूपुर திருவேங்கடமுடையான் பாரொன்றை சொன்ன பழமொழியுள் ஓரங்குதானே அமையாதோராரணியில் வாழ்வார்க்கு வானேரப்போமலும் வாழ்வர். லக்ஷ்மீநாத சமாரம்பாம் நாதயாமுனு மத்தியமாம் अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम् यो नित्यमच्युतपदाम्बुजयुग्मरुक्म व्यामोहतस्तरितराणि तृणाय मेने अस्मद्गुरोर्भगवतोश्च दयैकसिन्धोः रामानुजस्य चरणौ शरणं प्रपद्ये मातापिता युवतयस्तनया विभूतिः सर्वं यदेव नियमेन मदन्वयानाम् आद्यस्य न कुलपतेर्वकुलाभिरामं श्रीमत्तदङ्घ्रियुगलं प्रणमामि मूर्ध्ना भूतं सरस्य महदाह्वय भट्टनाथ श्रीभक्तिसारकुलशेखर योगिवान् भक्ताङ्घ्रिरेणुपरकाल यतीन्द्रमिश्रां श्रीमत्पराङ्कुशमुनिं प्रणतोऽस्मि नित्यम्। गुरुमुखमनदीत्य प्राह वेदानशेषान् नरपतिपरिक्लृप्तं शुल्कमादातु कामः श्वशुरमरवन्द्यं रङ्गनाथस्य साक्षात् द्विजकलतिलकं तं विष्णुचित्तं नमामि। Praying to the acharyas in the parampara of our Sri Vaishnava parampara. We very heartily welcome all the participants in today's meeting. In the third talk of the series on Alvars. We are grateful this opportunity to be with you all devotees and share our experiences of the transcendental which the Alvars have presented to us. We owe a lot of gratitude to Dr. Lakshmikant and Shri Venkatesh, who thought of inviting our school, SRG School of Vedanta, and who contacted us 3 weeks back in order that we should start this program. It was like a blessing from the blues because we were looking to go offline. Couple of days of offline, and since it was our first experience, it was a bit tiresome for me because after this I had plenty more online classes lined up for the day. And I was thinking, oh my God, can I just take a break for some time? And as if God listened to me, even the coordinator, Dr. And his wonderful volunteers, Ilbola and Shir, they decided that for a couple of days we will go online. Though the offline experience was good, we could directly interact, and definitely the vibes were really good. But yeah, since it was our beginning, so we thought we would take a short break and move to online for some time. It was as if God listened to me and then granted me this small break. Thank you very much. I hope you will understand that since we are new to this offline, traveling to and fro, along with our regular online classes, was a little bit difficult for us. And I also heard that you experienced some difficulty even on your side in organizing the room, etc. So this small break will do us all good, definitely. Now, coming to today's topic of Andal and Periyalvar. It's indeed a great blessing to talk about Andal. Andal, before we move to the slides, we had left a question last 2 weeks about how you experienced what we delivered in the 2 lectures. If anyone has any experience to share about the practice or sessions which they or experience they had about what knowledge we dispersed, you could maybe for 5 minutes share your experience. My experience was this: I wanted a break, and it's as if God heard me and told all of them. So it was, for me, like a miracle. And if you experience the love of God, and the last time the takeaway was Tena Vina Trinamapina Chalati, without the interruption from God, nothing can be done. Did you feel it in your real life, some experience? Or did you surrender to the Lord for some reason? We also discussed how to surrender with complete Mahavishwasa, just like a child which misses the school van and goes and approaches the father and begs the father. In the same way, when we want something from the Lord, we have to go and with full faith and approach him with a lot of humility, with a feeling of helplessness. That also we discuss with you. If you did that and if you are successful, you could share your experience. We also discuss another important point that Tirmise Alvar, who used to command the Lord. He said, he tells the Lord, I'm going out of the city, so you also better come along with me, fold up your Adisesha bed, and Perumal did it, and that's why he's called Yata Uktakari, Yatoktakari in Kanchipuram. That Lord who was reclining on the right side came back when Tirumai Alvar said, come back to the city, is now reclining on the left side. We wonderfully experienced all those Tirumai Alvar's tryst with the Lord. And then we finally concluded that Lord listens to the bhaktas. Lord listens to the jnani bhaktas, those who have surrendered themselves absolutely to the Lord and live only for him. To such people, Lord listens at the drop of the hat. So if you want something done, instead of approaching the Lord directly, go through someone who you think is completely surrendered and lives only for the Lord. Lord will listen to them. If you had such an experience also, you're most welcome to share. It will be very lovely because, as I mentioned to you, more than discussing the meanings of the Pasurams and the life stories of the Alvars, we want to inculcate in us the philosophy of Sri Vaishnavism, the philosophy of transcending joys and sorrows of this world, moving to live a life of peace and bliss. That is the target of these 7 lectures. Through the medium of Alvar's lives and teachings, our achievement is only going to be experiencing his hand in our life, experiencing the bliss of total faith in the Lord, experiencing peace on account of giving up our own efforts to do something. All these we are going to experience here, and we grow as a community. When each one shares their experiences, it brings more confidence in us. to start experimenting with the Lord. And unless we experiment with the Lord, we are not going to gain anything from any of these lectures. One has to practice one's own self. That also we saw. It's no point reading the Mysore Pak recipe 100 times. You have to taste the Mysore Pak yourself. So, no point reading what others have experienced about God. You have to experience God yourself. That also we saw in the last two lectures. Therefore, definitely I bid on all of you to come and share your experiences which come out of the knowledge that you gain every week. So thank you very much. If you have anything to share, please go ahead and share. I'll give you 5 minutes for that. Okay. No one? Fine. So next week, do come prepared. I will goad you every week, week after week, because simply listening is not going to do you any good. You have to practice and experience for yourself the Lord. Once you do it, you'll never stop practicing. But starting trouble is there for everybody. So we leave off at this. I told you my experience was very miraculous. When I thought I'm feeling tired, it was a wonderful suggestion, and that we go online for a couple of weeks. And so it was kindly mute yourselves.
Well, I had raised my hand to share my thoughts. Firstly, I'm very grateful, deeply grateful that you're providing this platform because, frankly, I've been looking for a place where I can understand and communicate in English because that's been my media of language. But I love Sri Vaishnavism and I did my Sharanagati a couple of years ago and I've been doing self reading. And for me, just believing in God and talking to God and giving everything and finding the directions from the within through that talk and the guidance that we get from the inner experience is something that has been a healing experience because I work with students and adults and I'm in a healing space. And though many people do not talk religion and other aspects because in the Western world I communicate that side, but for me having my principles and my learnings and my philosophies to be strong, I really went through the entire process of Bharanyasam and that really helped me a lot. So it's been a few years since when I opened up completely to the aspect of there's a lot of things that are not in our control, but the inner God that we experience. And for me, Sri Andal has been the mother and I've been following that. So as soon as I got the message that you have lectures, I was like so grateful. I ran to my prayer place. I thanked God and I said, this is it. It's so beautiful when you're looking for it, it comes to you. So thank you so much. Infinite gratitude for giving this platform.
Wonderful, wonderful beginning. Hope you have a nice experience in the forthcoming classes. Wonderful.
Ma'am, I would like to share my things, ma'am. Actually, I love to listen the stories of Alvars, Andal, and Periyalvars. Actually, my favorite story was about Andal Devi. I was very fond of listening like stories of Sri Vaishnavism and all. So when I saw this message, I was like felt heartfelt, and I thank the God that I've got an opportunity to listen the stories of Andal and Periyalvar. Thank you,
Very
ma'am.
nice, very nice. Welcome. Very nice. Thank you so much, all of you. So now we will begin the presentation. Let me just share the screen. नीलातुङ्गस्तनगिरितटी सुप्तमुद्बोध्य कृष्णम् पारात्यं स्वं श्रुतिशतशिरः सिद्धमध्यापयन्ति स्वोच्छिष्टायां सृजनिगलितं या बलात्कृत्य भुङ्क्ते गोदा तस्यै नम इदमिदं भूय एवास्तु भूयः. This is the invocatory verse for Andal. Andal was none other than Bhuma Devi incarnate. Bhudevi is the most favorite of Lord Sriman Narayana. Swami Vedanta Desika in his Stuti says he has Mahalakshmi at his chest, but he holds Bhuma Devi right near his head. She's seated on his shoulder in the Varaha Avatara, and so she even extends beyond his head. So he says he's so fond of her place that he holds her above Mahalakshmi. She's one of the most favorite consorts. She is an Amsha of Mahalakshmi. Yet in that form, Lord loves her a lot. Today, we are going to see how Andal expresses her love for the Lord. When we go through the romantic outpourings of Andal, some romanticism will be triggered in us also. That is the target of today's study. Andal was, being a female, was a natural lover of the Lord, and being the consort of the Lord, she was so much disturbed on being separated from him. Not even 7 years she was here on earth, but even those 7 years were like hell for her. We have been on earth for millions of births, but we don't feel it like hell. So we should understand how Andal feels, and then we'll also know why it is hell out here. So those 7 years of separation, they say that viraha shringara, when you're separated from your love, and that's when the romance in you ebbs up more. And therefore, when she got separated and reincarnated as Andal, she starts to really miss her consort. And as a little child itself, Andal starts approaching the Lord in order that he marries her. The story is her father, Periyalvar, is very fond of Sri Krishna. He's written a lot of passurams about Sri Krishna himself, thinking he is Yashoda, thinking he is Devaki, and all that. So he has been enjoying Sri Krishna so much, and all that spills over to little Andal, who was found in the Tulsi Vanam of Periyalvar. Periyalvar did not study much. Guru Mukham Anaditya. He did not go to an Acharya to study the Vedas, etc. Therefore, he did Kainkaryam like growing flowers and tulsi and presenting garlands to the Lord. He used to make wonderful garlands every day and then take it to the temple. One day, he finds that there is a small bit of hair in the garland. And then he sits back the next day to see what is happening. The garlands that he has made for the Lord, Andal starts decorating herself with those garlands, looks in the mirror and says, "Oh, I think I'm perfect for him." She's talking to herself in the mirror. This enrages Periyalvar. He says, "How dare you take these garlands which I have kept for the Lord and wear it yourself? Don't you know the Shastras? You have to submit to the Lord first and then take it from him and wear." So Andal says, "Oh, I'm very, very sorry." And she gives the garlands back. But Periyalvar doesn't take them to the temple. He plucks the flowers, Tulsi again, makes some more garlands, and then goes to the temple late in the evening and submits, saying, "Oh Lord, I'm very sorry. Today my daughter did a mistake." But Lord was not pleased. Those days, the archakas in the temple were so close to the Lord. Say, archakas tu sakshat harihi. Lord himself would come on the archaka and speak to people through them. They were so devoted to the Lord that they used to communion with him often. So the archaka noticed the Lord was very unhappy. Even after wearing the garlands, why are you unhappy? Anyway, the garlands have come. He was very unhappy. That night, the Lord came in the dream of the Archaka, also in Periyalvar's dream, and rebuked them. How dare you? I love the garlands which Andal has worn. I don't care about the scriptures. I want only the garlands which Andal has worn. He tells the Archaka and Periyalvar. The whole city was astonished. And then afterwards, only garlands which were worn by Andal would be submitted to the Lord. And after that, he was extremely happy and awaited the garlands every day. So she came to be known as Chudi Urutta Nachiyar. Chudi adorning. She adorned herself with the garland and then gave it to the Lord, who was very happy to receive it. On this, Vedantesikar says, the Lord used to bend his head down to receive the garlands. It is written in Godastuti. So, in Kanchipuram, when Lord Varadaraja returns from his trips outside, he has to go past the Goda Sanadi. At that time, he is made to stand in front of Goda Sanadi, Andal Sanadi, and he will be standing in 10 steps below Andal, and Andal Sanadi is uplifted on a higher dais. From there, the garland that she is wearing will be brought with lot of respect to the Lord. The Lord is already standing below Andal at a lower height. He will be lowered down so that his head is now at the feet of Andal. Then that garland will be submitted to him. This is in memory of Chodi Kudatanachiar, who bound the Lord by her love so much that even after being born as Andal Bhuma Devi, had full control over the Lord. And when she submitted those garlands, Lord adorned them with so much love. Every time Varadaraja Perumal comes back into the temple, this scene is enacted. He is lowered down, comes to the feet of Andal, accepts her garland, and then again he is lifted up, and then Mangalarti is done. Such was Andal's love for the Lord. Such was the control she had over the Lord because of her unconditional love. Now, this Chodi Kudatanacha grew up. By the time she was 7, she had to get married, and then she told her father, I'm marrying none other than Lord. Only Krishna for me. So, in memory of her Lord, in memory of her consort, she started writing poems about the Lord. She wrote 2 wonderful poems called Tirupavai and Nachiyar Tirumudi. We will see some stories from that. In Tirupavai, there are 30 pasurams. I've skipped some slides because the Tirupavai, the starting verse in Tirupavai, Nila Tungastanagiri Tati, which I recited in the beginning, says that she is teaching the Lord. Siddham Adhyapayanti. She is teaching the Lord. In Tirupavai, she is waking up the Lord and telling him, Sid, all the devotees are waiting for you. Please get up and come. That is, she is so close to the Lord that she has the guts to tell him, wake up. All your devotees are wanting to do service to you. They want you to acknowledge that. So wake up and come and sit on the throne, as you can see in the picture. That is what Andal did with the Lord. She had complete control over him because of her love for him. That's why she's called Andal. Alardu means she ruled over the Lord's heart just like all other Alvars. Another point to notice here is Krishnam Dharmam Sanatan. The Lord Krishna is the Dharma. Here, Dharma means path to all our needs. It is a fact that whatever we need, we have to approach none other than the Lord for that. So Andal is telling, being so, how can you be sleeping? So many people have so many needs. They all want to come and voice their needs. Now, why are you sleeping? Wake up and come. She addresses the Lord like that in Tirupavai. Therefore, she is called the damsel who even taught the Lord. Adhyapayanti. The Lord himself is the first acharya for everybody, but Andal teaches the Lord. Like that, she has enamored him with her love and he listens to her, whatever she says. Now, in Tirupavai, there are 30 pasurams. In the first 5 pasurams, she talks about the Lord's nature, and in that she says that He is the path to everything. Narayanane Tane Parai Kurutam. Narayana himself will give you the parai. He himself will give you whatever you need. He is a Siddha Upaya. Then what do you have to do for him? Why is it that he is not listening to everybody's prayers? All you have to do is you should not carry tales. You should not have negative feelings. You should live with some dispassion, she says in the second pasuk. And in the third pasuram and the fourth pasuram, she says, with a very pure heart, with the intention of simply loving him, gaining devotion, take some flowers, tell his names, and drop them at his feet. That is enough. Once you move towards him, Abhimukyam, he will definitely fulfill all your desires. All he is waiting for is to you to move towards him with a pure heart. A pure heart means that I live only for you. I'm not interested in the material world. If with that heart you go to him with flowers and tell his names and drop it, finished. All your karmas are gone, and he will make sure that you come to him ultimately. In such a simple manner, in the first 5 shlokas, she says, the Lord can do whatever he likes. Whatever you want, he will fulfill it. But what he is waiting for is just your abhimukyam. He wants you to come to him, approach him, and ask him with all sincerity. That is all he is waiting for. This is the most important essence of Vishishtadvaita. That the Lord is waiting for you to go and seek his protection. Once you do that through the Acharya, everything is granted. The Lord himself is the Siddha Upaya. Then, in the next 10 pasurams, she gives another teaching. She says, don't go alone. He is a mighty bull. He's like a lion. Don't go alone. Go with friends. Go in company. Like we are seeing today, in community we grow. We don't sit alone and try to grow. No. In community, the growth is much faster. We learn from each other's experiences. Together, very happily, we tread the path to upliftment. So she says, she approaches 10 different maidens with 10 wonderful qualities of being immersed in the Lord. Each one she appreciates so much, and with so much of friendliness, she beckons to them to join her to approach the Lord. So, this is how we have to approach the Lord in satsang along with the community. Then, in Pasram 16 to 18, she awakens the Lord, but before that, she awakens Balarama, Yashoda, Nandagopala, the watchmen, all these people. Before you go to the Lord, you have to make sure those who are his are all also on your side. If those who are very close to him are not on your side, he's not even going to look at you. So we dare hurt the devotees of the Lord. We dare hurt his most favorite acharyas. We have to approach the Lord through the acharyas. This is another secret. He is very, very compassionate. At the same time, he's very sensitive. At the same time, he is very harsh with his punishments. He's a man, he's like a bull that you can see in one Pashuram, which we will see later. And then she goes on to meet him, sit in front of him. Then how she approaches him, she sings his qualities. And then in 26 to 29, he grants her all that she wishes. He grants her all noble qualities, all good clothes. And she says, good satsang, everything he grants her. And then she finally tells him, look, I might have behaved badly with you. I might have called you some wrong, small names. Uh, Small names are Narayana, etc. Apparently, his most beloved name is Govinda, one who protects innocent people like the cows, one who protects the words. So his most favorite name is Govinda. So she called him Narayana, Madhusudana. She always pulls his leg. In Nachia Tirumuri, you can see how she pulls his leg. So she said, I called you all these names. I'm very sorry. Don't get angry with me. So this is the kind of straightforwardness. This is the kind of immense um, closeness that Lord expects from you. That in Hindi it's called saralata, being saral, being simple. This is what he wants from you. She says, I might have called you some small names. Shiri Arulade. Please don't get angry with me. Please bless me. This is one of the prayers she makes. Finally, she says, oh Lord, early in the morning, I'm getting up and coming to you. What you should do is you should make sure I never leave you. In any number of births I take, I should never leave you. And I should always desire to serve you. And if at all I get any other thought in my mind, please make sure that that thought doesn't stay for long. Because it is a fact that only from the Lord the Jivatma gets ideas. Jivatma is prerita by the Lord. He's inspired by the Lord. The Lord is the prerita and the Jivatma becomes inspired by him. The connection between the Paramatma and the Jivatma is the Paramatma is the inner controller, Antaryami. Being inside the Jivatma, he puts thoughts into the Jivatma. If you have done bad jobs, you will get bad thoughts. If you have done good, noble jobs, you will get more noble thoughts. This is how he controls the world, the Lord. So she says in the 29th Pashuram, may I always have bhakti towards you. This is the prayer we have to make. May I never turn away from you. Even if a mind asks me to have attachment to other desires in the material world, Matrai Nankamangal Matre, you change it. Oh Lord, please change it. She's indicating that those who stay in this world of Maya can get deluded. So the prayers we have to make to the Lord every day is this, and this Pashuram is sung every day in Sri Vaishnava homes. And we request the Lord to make sure that we remain devoted, we remain His love, and He remains our love forever. And if you do such a thing, the 30th Pashuram, she says, what is that you gain? What you gain here is eternal bliss. You will always be seeing the wonderful smiling face of the Lord, as you can see here, and also the devotees who are like that, and therefore you will reflect the same thing. You will not care for the joys and sorrows, and you will always be blissful, being able to see the Lord in everybody, in everything. For those who recite these 30 Pashurams, will gain transcendental bliss. That is a fruit of this Pashuram. Of course, it means you have to recite the Pashurams with the meanings in mind and then start practicing it. And then you're sure to get transcendental bliss. Many have done it and have got it. The next, I'm going a little fast today because there's a lot of things to say. And if you find me to be fast, please communicate to Soumya. She's keeping a track on the chats. I'll go slower. Otherwise, I'm going to go a little fast today. There's a lot of things I want to share with you. And this wonderful Pasuram in Tirupavai, I was telling you how the Lord is, that the Vedas describing him to be a bull. He looks so soft, you can see in this, but he's a bull. He's very strong. There's none who's stronger than him in this world. In this Pashuram, Andal describes him to be a lion. He says, Marimalai Mulenjil Manni Kidandu Urangum Siriya Singam. Singam, Siriya Singam. He's a Singham who's got supreme qualities. You know that the lion is a lord of all the beasts. So is our Lord more peaceful than peace? Yes. To those who are his enemies, he is like that. So she says, what he is doing is gathering his energy. It's raining outside, so in the cave, the lion is sleeping with the lioness. Manni Kidanda. It's sleeping with the lioness. And now, because she's woken him up, he's coming. He's getting up and coming. How does he get up and come? Arivittu, tea vizhittu. He opens his eyes like our children early in the morning. His eyes are shedding fire. Tea vizhittu. Why did you wake me up like that? So, and he's coming with that much of anger because he's been woken up. Very Mayir Ponga, the mane on his back and neck is Ponga, is standing up straight. எப்பாடும் பேர்ந்து உதறியன். As he walks majestically, the mane falls on the sides. You know, the lion is very fiery because when it walks like that and the mane is moving up and down, you're very sure you can't even stand a moment in front of that lion. That kind. And then he opens his mouth. Mori nimirndu. He lets out a roar. No? And that's it. Even the look at him is real fearful, and the roar will simply give you chills down your spine. Then she says, Murangi purapputtu. Then he starts walking and moves towards you with that majestic walk. But when he comes near, Odaruma pole ni tuve puvanna. Oh, wonderful. He looks so soft when she sees him at close quarters. And he's not only soft like a flower, he's got a complexion of dark purple. Puvai is a beautiful flower, lavender in color. Oh, he's got that wonderful purple complexion. He looks so soft, but from at a distance, he looks fiery. This is the kind of poetry Andal has written. This is exactly what the Lord is. He is full of paratva. He's full of supreme qualities. He shows that to his enemies. And those who have surrendered to him, he's soft like a flower. He's as compassionate as that. And then கோயில் நின்று இங்கனே போந்தருளி கோப்புடைய சிங்காசன சீரிய சிங்காசனத்திலிருந்து he walks and he has got a huge golden throne in Vaikuntha. Everything is bright like Koti Surya. Like that, his throne is bright. He is also bright. And then he goes and sits like a Tejasvi, Maha Tejasvi on top of that Singhasana. Okay? He is a bundle of light, the Lord. He is full of tejas. At the same time, he is full of compassion also. This is the description of the Lord by Andal for us. Then, this is Tiruppavi for you. Then, in the next Prabandham, Nachiyar Tirumozhi. Now, in Nachiyar Tirumozhi, she has sung Tiruppavi and she waited for the Lord to respond. The Lord does not respond. The Lord does not respond to these alvars because he wants to listen more and more of this poetry. Who doesn't love to be loved? And that too by wonderful people like Andal. Who doesn't like to listen to words of romance from Andal? From Andal? So he doesn't show up. And when he doesn't show up, she sings 143 passurams only in love. So we just sit back and enjoy as I give you the English descriptions of some of the important passurams from these 143. This is called Nachiyar Tirumozhi. Andal is pining in love for the Lord, and in that separation, she is expressing herself. In the first 10 passurams, she prays to Kamadeva. Kamadeva is a Devadantara. All the Shiva Vaishnavas to pray only to Vishnu. I just told you Vishnu can give you everything. But she's so mad in love, she forgets all that and she's so desperate to gain the love of her Lord. She approaches Kamadeva. She says, Kamadeva, Every day in the morning I wake up, I clean the veranda, I put wonderful rangoli column, I decorate it with flowers, I get the sulli from the forest, I do yoga for you. Please, please make sure the Lord is enamored by me. This is a prayer to Kamadeva. And then he didn't respond. So he said, hey, Kamadeva, if you do not respond, see what I will do. I'll harm myself, and all the people will start shouting at you. All the people will tell you bad words because you did not help me out, who was, praying to you so much for help to enamor the Lord. This is how she starts off by praying to Kamadeva. Some people don't accept that she did Kamada. She said he prayed to Madana Gopala. Madana Gopala also is granter of love. So some Sri Vaishnava Acharyas say that, but it is nice to know that she was so mad in love that she forgot the Sri Vaishnava principles and she even approached Kamadev. In the next 10, she remembers the Lord's place. It is not that the Lord has not done anything. For all the Alvars, he shows himself first. He always does that. He gives a small trailer of himself, and that's why the Alvars go mad after him. So Andal says, you came, we were building sand castles, we were playing by ourselves. You came and you tortured us. You put your hand in between, and all the sand castles you destroyed. But you looked so cute, and we all kept quiet. We keep building again and again. We told you we'll complain to our mother. You didn't listen, but you look so cute. She says in the second 10 that the Lord had actually, paid advances towards her. And that's why she's doing all this. And in the third 10, she says, okay, I know I have a lot of ego. She remembers the Vastra Bharanam, what of the gopis. They went early in the morning to bathe in the river and they flouted the scriptures. They took bath without clothes. Clothes symbolize ahamkara. So the Lord took away the clothes, took away ahamkara, and then he made them do Anjali and gave back the clothes. She said, I remember that. Okay, maybe I was also very egoistic. Please forgive me. I'll not do that again. She tries to pacify the Lord like this. She's talking to herself. And then afterwards, she says, okay, I've told him that I will not be egoistic. Now will he really come? Again, she ponders. There is a way of finding out if whomever you love, you will get. That is called Oodle. If you close your eyes and draw a circle, if the first from where you started and where you end meet, you close your eyes and draw a circle. If from where you started, you end at the same place, that means you make a full circle, perfect circle. That means the one you love will come to you. So she makes those circles and says, please, circles, meet, so that I can get my love. The 10 songs about Poodle. Then there are 10 songs on sending messages to the birds in her garden. She calls the cuckoo, the parrot, and she says, see, I'm so desperate. My hands have become so thin. The bangles are falling down by itself. Prana is leaving my body. My bones are also melting. Can't you see? I've become very pale in complexion. And the words which he told me that he will come, he said, Sri Rangam, was a ringing in my ears. Oh, cuckoo and parrot, go and tell him that I'm waiting for him. Then she tells the cuckoo, if you go, whatever in Adisal, that sweet rice that you like, I give that to you. And then she says, if you don't go, then see what will happen. Whatever happened to me, I lost my companion, the same thing will happen to you. She tells. Like that, she gives a carrot and stick to the birds and sends them as messengers so that she can reach out to her Lord. Then that night, she has a dream where she actually marries the Lord. It's a wonderful description of the Vedic wedding which happens. So she says, the Lord, like a bull, like he comes in a procession, like Bharat that we see today. And then the gods, Indra and all, give her wonderful sari to wear for the occasion. And then they get waters from all the rivers. They bathe her with that, and then they adorn her. And then the Lord catches her hand and does Saptapati. In the Vedic tradition, Saptapati, going 7 times around the fire with hand in hand, is the first step of getting married. And then there is the larger Homa that she describes, that is for good progeny, where you place your hand on your husband's hand, and then some pori is kept in your hand and you drop it into the fire. So she says, Kaimail Kaivet. When she places her hand on her Lord's hand, she feels so good. And then she finally says the new petals are also done. She dreams of all this in 10 pastorals. This is recited in all weddings even today. And but when she wakes up, she finds it's all only a dream. Oh, she felt so bad because she had tasted him in the dream. Then she starts approaching the Panchajanya, the conch. You're always sitting on the Lord's lips. The Lord blows the conch. You're so lucky. You have got the touch of his lips. Can you just tell me how it is? She goes on. 10 pashrams, she talks to the conch and says, please tell me how the Lord's lips are. Then she looks at the clouds which are moving towards Tirumala. So she says, go and tell the Lord of Tirumala, I'm dying. All my femininity has been sucked out. Okay, if the Lord doesn't listen, at least tell Mahalakshmi. She is very kind. I'm just surviving by telling his names. And remember one thing, if he tortures me further, all his reputation as Sharanagata Rakshaka will go away. She, in that manner, she sends a warning to him. But that's not enough. Right? The rainy season is over. The clouds rain and go away. The flowers start blossoming in the garden, and she sees the red glowworms, the purple flowers, and then she hears the sound of conch played in the temples. She remembered her lovely Lord, the colors and the beauty of the nature, and the soft breeze brings her back painful memories of being with her love. And then again, she writes 10 passurams expressing her pain of separation. And she calls out to the birds and to each of the flowers in her garden. And she asks a question, am I a Surpanaka? Am I having wrong desires? She asks the birds. Because why is my Lord not coming? Then she convinces us, no, I'm not a Surpanaka because my father is such a big Acharya. Therefore, I cannot be a Surpanaka. Along with my father's support, I'm sure I will gain him one day. So every time when we are troubled, we have to take the support of our Acharya, who is like our father. Even Vedanteshika tells in Charanagati Deepika, like a father gives away daughter in marriage, like that the Acharya has given us away in marriage to the Lord. We prapannas and we do prapatti, it's a marriage with the Lord. And in the olden days, as soon as the marriage is over, the bride is not taken to her in-laws' place. They wait for a while. So now what we are doing is we are waiting for that while. During that time, the bride who has enjoyed company of her husband starts missing him very much, and that's what we are experiencing. We have to experience now. So time and again, she will go to her father for consolation. Time and again, we go to the acharyas for consolation, and then when we leave this body, we have communion with the Lord. So it's like that. So that's why she goes to, she says, my father is there. Definitely, I'm not a Surpanaka. And in the next 11, her mother starts saying, and she's just lamenting, oh, one with divine lips, face. I don't know what he has done to her. Sometimes she says, Sri Rangam, Sri Rangam. She is very desperate. Then Andal tells in the next 10, she says, you people are just too much. I'm already very hurt because of separation. And it's like you're pouring tamarind water over my wound. You're terrible. You just go and leave me in Dwaraka or you leave me in Mathura. Then you can be happy here. She tells her mother and her companions, you don't understand my love for him, she tells. And she, okay, at least get me the tulsi he has. At least rub the pitambara on me. At least rub his vanmala on me. Then I will be happy with his smell and with his touch and all this. In this manner, she pines for the Lord. And in the last 10, before she actually before she actually stops, she laments very heavily. She calls out to all the people in Vrindavan and says, have you seen this naughty trickster? Malai Seyum Manalane. He made me fall in love. He himself is a very, very, very loving person. He is the bridegroom, yet he made me fall in love and he left me and went away. Have you seen that lad who has Garuda as his rooftop? Have you seen that one who leaves the calves, who unties the calves, and then all the cows are devoid of milk? Who does all these tricks? Who paints the gopis? Have you seen that naughty trickster? Like this, she starts telling the Lord, cursing him. You are just like your Adiseshan. The Adiseshan, the snake, has got a twin tongue like that. You have also got two tongues. You tell me something and then you tell somebody else something else. And your heart is as black as your skin, she said. Like that, she starts saying that Krishna is a naughty person and that she misses him a lot. And this is how she ends. The life story ends with, after singing all this, she goes to Tirumalaran Sholai, and then from there to Srirangam. And the Lord comes in the dream of the Archaka and Periyalvar and says, I'm going to marry Andal, bring her to me. Marries her, and then shows himself in Srivilliputtur. Even today, you can see Andal Rangamana there. They are very real because Bhagavad Ramanujacharya, she had mentioned in a Pasuram to Tirumalaran Sholare Perumal, I'll give you 1,000 pots of Akaravadisal if you make sure that I get married to you. Then she forgot to do that. Bhagavad Ramanujacharya, who came much later, did that. And after offering these 1,000, he went to Srivilliputtur to inform her. At that time, Andal came from the center of the Garbhagudi to the edge of the Garbhagudi, where she's still there now. You can see the Sevya, and she called out in Kovil Annane. She called Bhagavad Ramanujacharya Anna, elder brother. Though he came much after her, he is a younger brother, but it's the elder brother who fulfills the wishes of his sister. Therefore, she called it Kovilanna. These are all real incidents. So, Andal Rangamana was there, really present in that form. And with that, we enjoyed how Andal expresses her love for the Lord, being his favorite consort. She left him and came to this world only to show to us how we have to love him and how he will never let us down. But in the process, she really felt bad being separated from him. And even in the short span of 6, 7 to 8 years, she let out intense pain of separation in the form of these songs. And finally, she got divine communion with him. Now we go to Periyalvar. Periyalvar was the father. Someone has to mute, I don't know who it is. Kindly mute yourself, all of you. Periyalvar was the father of Andal. He was called Vishnu Chitta. His Vishnu Chitta. Chitta is mind. One whose mind was always established in God Vishnu. Therefore, Vishnu Chitta. And Periyalvar, he had lots of Vatsalya, parental love. Vatsa is a calf. When the cow gives birth to a calf, it has so much of love for it that it licks up all the dirt on the calf. Please mute yourselves, all of you. It licks up the dirt on the calf and then gives milk to the calf. So the love that a cow shows to its vatsa, calf, is called vatsalya. It does not mind the dirt on the calf. Just like that, Lord does not mind the mistakes we make, the dirt on us, but he loves us unconditionally. That's the kind of love God has for us. That is called Vatsalya. What Andal had for the love for Lord was Preeti. Between two peers, it is Preeti. Between the love that the elder one has for the younger one is called Vatsalya. The love that the younger one has for the elder one is called bhakti, love along with respect. So these are all different aspects of the same affection, but mixed with little devotion, little respect, and sometimes mixed with unconditional love, like that. So you have Vatsalya, you have Preeti, and you have Bhakti. Now, Periyalvar had Vatsalya for the Lord. That is the love that parents shower on their children. He demonstrated that in many of his verses, and it happened to him in the real life. When he was, kindly mute yourself, he was called upon by the Pandyan king. He was called upon by the Pandyan king to establish who is the Parabrahman. And in the process of doing that, a bag of golden coins which was tied up fell down. Those were the days when Lord showed his presence, because people were very righteous and dharmic. The king was very dharmic. When Periyalvar went to Madurai and spoke about Sriman Narayana, the bag of gold coins fell down. So the Pandyan king was so happy. He felicitated Periyalvar, and then he made him sit on a huge elephant, and with a big procession behind, he sent him with all music and dance to Srivilliputtur. With all honors, he sent him from Madurai to Srivilliputtur. The Lord was so happy to see his devotee getting so much of honor. He came along with his consorts sitting on Garuda. Just imagine, up in the sky, balancing on the wings of Garuda, was Lord and two of his consorts. When Periyalvar saw him, he got really scared. Oh my God, what happens if Garuda shakes a bit and then they fall down? So that love, parental love for him increased so much that Alvar sang Pallande. Pallande is benedictory verses. He sang, "Oh my Lord, may you live for thousands of years." In those days, whatever the Brahmin said would come out to be true, whether it is curse or blessing. So he said, "May you live for thousands of years," because he was very scared where he would fall off the Garuda and hurt himself. So, in this manner, the first 10 songs came out of the mouth of Periyalvar. This is called Pallande, singing blessings, benedictions to the Lord. And then later on, he also sung verses, which is called Periyalvar Tirumuri. And he sings how Yashoda enjoys Krishna. He sings how Rama enjoys Dasharatha. Apparently, when Dasharatha was to be taken by Vishwamitra, Rama thought that he would really miss him. So he says, "Rama, come here, come here." And then when Rama comes to him, he keeps enjoying his front vision. I said, "Okay, no, I forgot what I wanted to tell you. Go." Then when he goes, he enjoys the looks, the pin or the backside look of Rama. In this manner, he asks him to come and go, and he enjoys his walk, enjoys his looks, and keeps recalling his kind outlook, lovely eyes, and respectful nature in those 10 pashrams, like Dasharatha has enjoyed Sri Rama, Periyalvar has enjoyed. Finally, in Periyalvar Tirumuri, after singing 500 songs in the fifth centum, in the fourth decade, he surrenders to the Lord of Tirumala. We will see a couple of pashrams from these. Palland, this is the first Pashuram of Periyalvar. He says, "Palland, Palland, may you live many, many years. Palayirathand." Then he says, "Palakoti, Nooraayiram, hundreds of thousands of years may you live," he says. "May your shoulders, which protect the devotees, may that be very fine all the time. Adiyomodu, may your devotees be fine." Because like Tirumalizai says, without devotees, God is not there at all. How can you be a god unless there are people who are below you? How can there be a guru if there are no shishyas? So Tirumalizai says, you can't be a god unless you have devotees. So he says, may the devotees also live for long. Then he sings Palande to Mahalakshmi, who is in his heart. Then he also sings Palande to the Panchajanya. The Panchajanya sends shivers down the spines of the enemies. when he blew it in Mahabharata, all the Kauravas lost all the courage they had in their heart. That kind of Panchajanya may it also live for many, many years. Like this, Periyalvar sees the Lord with Shankha Chakra and Mahalakshmi consorts on Garuda, and fearing he may fall down, sings the first songs. In the same Palanda, he also sings wonderful uh, lines on how we have to be. Kindly mute yourself. In this, he says that we have to be subservient to the Lord in this manner. In what manner? We have to be not mere servants. The wonderful commentary given by Rangapriya Swami. He says, servants are those who come for a brief while to the house, do some fixed work, take a fixed salary, and go away. We are not that kind of servants to you, O Lord. உடுத்து கலைந்தனின் பீதக ஆடை உடுத்து கலத்தது உண்டு. He says, we are errand boys. We just hang around you. We'll be in your house only. And what will we wear? Whatever you have discarded. You wear new clothes and not so old, but okay clothes. You give it away. We wear only that. And what do we eat? Whatever you have eaten and leftovers, that only we eat. And whatever, how do we dress ourselves? Which are the ornaments? Whatever ornaments you said I don't want, we will wear them. Kalai Tishuru mi tondar galo, we are tondar. Tondar means errand boys. We'll just stand around you. And the moment you say something, we'll run and do the job. We are not servants who just come and go away. That is a wonderful commentary given by Rangapriya Swami. This is how Sri Vaishnavas have to relate to the Lord. All the time they are at his disposal. And they only wear whatever he has worn, in the sense that they want to be just like him. Only then they'll be agreeable to him. So they eat what he has eaten, the leftover of that. They wear, they decorate themselves with what he decorates himself. In fact, in Sri Vaikuntham, they look just like him with four hands and all those weapons. Like this, they want to be agreeable to him as much as possible. They are not fly-by-night operators. They're not just serving for some time. And the Indra people are like that. For some time, they'll bow down and say, please help me, please help me. God has to come as Vamana, beg, and get all the kingdom and give it to Indra. And afterwards, Indra goes and declares, oh, I have won the war, I have won the war. And after that, he forgets a lot. Till again, he gets into trouble. We are not such people. Sri Vaishnavas are always subservient to the Lord, love to be agreeable to him, and then do whatever he asks of us. That is a wonderful anubhava of Periyalvar. Then he now goes on in the first 50, he sings about Krishna Avatara. He said, oh, can't you see? People are playing holy in Gokula. Can't you see all of them playing holy? They're putting colors on each other. Like that, he sings 10. Then he sings lullabies to, like Yashoda sings to Lord Krishna and the cradle. He says, Indra has made this cradle for you. Brahma has put gems into it. All the gods have given so many things for you, O Lord Krishna. Go to sleep, but you are none other than the Vamana. Purada, you are the one who became Trivikrama. Okay, no problem. Just go to sleep as a baby in the cradle. Like this, Periyalvar enjoys Lord Krishna as Yashoda. And then he also enjoys the first baby walks as the mother calls to the child, come over, with all your anklets jingling, with all the waistband jingling, with your necklaces going here and there. Oh, come over, oh Lord Krishna. And this particular Pasuram, Ramanuja liked so much that when he was looking for Ramapriya in Delhi, in the Muslim court, he sings this Pasuram, and Ramapriya from the Muslim king's daughter's room, he comes running into Bhagavad Ramanujacharya's lap. So you see, these are all not just words. These words have life. That kind of Pashrams, in the lack of time, I want to share with you some very nice Pashrams in the end. So I will run through it. And the first 300, the first 300 are the love exchange between Yashoda and Krishna. She asked him to come for a bath, And she says, so if you're so dirty, then everybody in the town will tell, I am not looking after you well. So please, everybody will laugh at you, come. And most importantly, who will laugh at you? Nappi Naik, Radha. Radha will start making jokes at you. So please come and have your bath. I've made a lot of sweets for you and kept. All that she goes on after bath. She says, I have also yeah, I have also made lots of have plucked the flowers in 110. He talks of 10 different flowers. I plucked all these flowers with wonderful fragrance and wonderful looks and wonderful colors. So please, Krishna, come and have your bath like this. There are 10 ashrams. And after that is the complaint of the gopis. The butter stealing? No, nobody can overlook that. In the third centum, Periyalvar sings, but slightly differently. All the girls come and complain, the gopis, to Yashoda. He's stealing butter. And what does he do? Just for fun, after eating up all the butter, he throws the pot down and he makes a big noise and he just laughs along with his friends. And then another one says, he takes my daughter to a small bush and takes away all the bangles and said, okay, go back home now. Like this, all the pranks they narrate to Yashoda. And you know what Yashoda says? She tells Krishna in 10 Parshurams, she says, oh Lord, you sucked the milk out of that putana. I'm very sure you are not ordinary Krishna. I am sure you're the Paramatma. She finally tells her, yet behave yourself. I'm sick of listening to complaints from all these gopis. And this is the kind of view Periyalvar has taken towards butter stealing. And one of the best pastimes, which are even sung by Maharaja Purasantanam, very, very beautifully, is the flute, the playing of the flute. In this pastram, he says, when the Lord starts playing the flute, then all the gods stop to take the havis. The gods stop. It goes to the skies. The gods can take many bodies, and as we do homas here on earth, they come and take the havis. That havis is only food for them. But now the gods stand really, really enchanted. They don't move. They forget to come and take havis. The Apsaras, Menaka, Tilottama, Rambe, all of them feel embarrassed. My God, should we ever sing or dance anymore? They say. And then animals, all the animals in the forest, the birds fall down as if they are twigs. They leave their nests and they don't even know what, then they just come and fall down at the feet of the Lord like statues. The cows just keep their ears constant in a position of listening. Normally, the cows keep shaking their ears. They don't. The deer stops grazing, and the whatever grass it has grazed starts falling out of its mouth. Like this, all the gods, Kinnaras, Devatas, Apsaras, the birds, the animals stood like statues, like pictures on the wall. He says, like if you just paint something, it becomes motionless. Like this, when the Lord played the flute, everything became motionless. This is how Periyalvar has enjoyed. Periyalvar has enjoyed the flute recital of the Lord. And finally, he comes to the surrender. Wonderful 10, which is recited by those who are knowledgeable in the Sri Vaishnava world. This is called Shenniyonga. I'll tell a couple of pasarams and the meanings from them. சென்னியோங்குதன் திருவேங்கடமுடையாய் உலகு தன்ன வாழ நின்ற நம்பி தாமோதராசரிரா என்னையும் என் உடமையையும் உன் சக்கர பொறிவர்த்தி கொண்டு நின் அருளே பொருந்திருந்தேன் இனி என் திருக்குறிப்பே. He says, oh Lord, I have placed you on wherever my body needs to have a sparsha with you. I have branded myself with your discus and conch. When I have done that and made myself completely at your disposal, this is Sharanagati. What else do you want me to do? Inian Tirukurupe, from now on, whatever happens to me is your wish. He begins like that. Then after that, he says what God has done to him. After surrendering, he says, now you do whatever you want with me, I don't care. Then what God does to him, he says, பறவை ஏறு பரம் புருடா நீ என்னை கை கொண்ட பின் பிறவி என்னும் கடலும் வற்றி பெரும் பதம் ஆகின்றதால். Immediately, when Alvar declares, you do whatever you want with me, what God does is all his karmas, which he had accrued from so many million births, what did he do? He burned. Piravi ennum kadalum vetri. It was like an ocean, and that ocean got dried up. He burnt it all. பெரும் பதம் ஆகின்றதால் இரவு செய்யும் பாவக்காடு தீ கொளி வேகின்றதால், all the sins were burnt up in the fire, and the ocean of my karma vasanas became dry, so that I don't need to take any more births. And then what happened after that? அறிவு என்னும் அமுது ஆறு தலை பற்றி வாய் கொண்டதே. The moment I surrendered, knowledge started flowing to me like a river of amrita. If today all of us are sharing this nectar of the knowledge of the Alvars, it is surely because we have done some kind of surrender to the Lord. The moment he feels nice towards us, he gives us this wonderful knowledge of the transcendent. So that knowledge, that experience has started flowing in me like a river of nectar. And how much it's flowing? I have got drowned in it. He says, Talai Patri, this has gone over my head. We say, no, in today's world, everything has gone over my head. Like that. Transcendental knowledge has gone over his head, and he is feeling just blissed out after even one pasuram of surrender. Then see what happens next. எம்மனா என் குல தெய்வமே என்னுடைய நாயகனே நின் எல்லாய் பெற்ற நன்மை இவ்வுலகினில் ஆர் பெறுவார் நம்மன் போலே வீழ்த்தமிழ்க்கும் நாட்டிலுள்ள பாவம் எல்லாம் சும்மனே ஆதே கைவிட்டு ஓடி தூறுகள் பாய்ந்தனவே. Yaman, Namman is Yama. Yama was going to put his leg over me. I have done so many sins. He would have just stamped me and sent me to hell. Virthu amukkum. He would have pressed me down. Nattilulla pavadan, all the sins which can be done in the Bhuloka. All that, what happened? The moment I surrender, Sum Manaya Sum, the magician, no? He says, Ji Gumba. He waves the magic wand, and then, from nowhere a rabbit comes. Like that, Ji Gumba, all those sins ran away. Kaivitori. And where did they run away? Out of fear, like rabbits go and hide themselves in burrows on earth. Odi Turuhal Paindanave. Turuhal means the burrows which rabbit makes on earth. When it hears some big animal coming, he'll run and go and hide himself in the burrow. My sins got scared of Sriman Narayana. They're hiding in the burrows, and as if magic happened, everything vanished. This is a very important truth, that when we surrender to the Lord, all our karma vasanas are got rid of. We don't get any future births. The ocean of birth is dried up. The karma vasanas which appear in the form of affection to this material world, and that is cut down, and then knowledge in the form of transcendental experience is given to us in plenty. This is the effect of surrender. And the final Pashuram Alvar says is, he says, பனிக்கடலில் பள்ளி கொள்ளை பழகவிட்டு ஓடி வந்து மனக்கடலில் வாழவல்ல மாயமனால நம்பி தனிக்கடலே தனிச்சுடரே தனி உலகே என்றென்ற உனக்கிடமா இருக்கும் என்னை உனக்கு உரித்தாக்கினையே. Says you have a wonderful place to stay. What is that? Kshiravdi, the milk ocean. That is the seventh ocean which is surrounding the earth. It is the ocean of purity. It's the house of Mahalakshmi, all prosperity. You left that ocean. Hmm? And then Tani Chudare, you have a place to stay, which is Sri Vaikunta. You left that also. You have a place in the sun. The Lord whom we see, who directly see every day, is Surya Narayana. In the orb of the sun, the Lord resides. And he is full of Pranakat Suvarnaha, is golden till the tip of his nails. But such a beautiful form in the orb of the sun. You left that also. You left the ocean. You left the Surya Mandala. You left Vaikunta. You left everything. And where did you come? To stay in my small, dirty heart? என்றென்று உனக்கு இடமாய் இருக்க என்னை உனக்கு உரித்தாக்கினையே. You made me the target of your existence. You came and stayed in my lowly heart. That's what happens when you surrender. When you surrender to the Lord, when you start enjoying the transcendental bliss, forever you feel communion with the Lord. You feel the Lord is ever residing right next to you, right inside you. You can trace the wonderful thoughts that He is giving to you. You can feel His sankalpa, His will every moment. You can feel the bliss of ecstasy every moment. This is what happens at the end of being a prapanna. After you get rid of your karmas, after a little bit of listening to kalakshepams, then experiencing little by little the transcendent, after a certain period of time, you feel daily communion, the daily bliss of ecstasy. Gopal Deshika Mahadeshika, also an Acharya, he used to say, Lord Lakshmi Hayagriva sits on the cow every day at 11 o'clock and comes to see me. He sits on the cow which is grazing near my window. He used to see Lord Lakshmi Hayagriva on the cow. To that extent, the Lord starts responding from your heart, from around you, and every moment is ecstasy only. This is what the Advars have told us, that if you have this kind of love and this kind of longing for the Lord, He responds very easily, and then life is just bliss after that. This is what we have learned, and this 1 week we can try to practice that. We can try to experience the hand of Lord. The Lord just wants you to be abhimukya. Like Andal said, just go in front of Him, offer flowers with a pure heart, with a heart, I want to be yours and you be mine. He is the greatest of lovers. You will have the greatest of romantic times with Him, which we saw on the first day. So you do that to Him, and then you start observing your divine experiences, and then come back and tell me next week what happened. ஆழ்வார் திருவடிகளே சரணம், எம்பெருமானார் திருவடிகளே சரணம், தேசிகன் திருவடிகளே சரணம். Dhanyos. We can now take questions, if there are any.
We have one request. One of the participants have requested, can you explain the essence of Vedas in Tirupavai?
The Upanishads.
Yeah.
So the 30th Pasuram, which says that Engum inburuvar, inbu uruvar. Inbu is sweetness. You will always feel the sweetness of bliss all the time. The Upanishads are meant to make us feel ecstasy of bliss. That is the end point of learning the Upanishads and following them, practicing them, and experiencing the Lord. Now, how will that be done? That is in the 29th Pasuram. You have to approach the Lord and tell him this what? எற்றைக்கும் ஏழேழு பிறவிக்கும் உந்தன்னோடு உற்றோமே ஆவோம் உனக்கே நாமாட் செய்வோம். For all the births, 7 births means what? Forever உனக்கே நாம் செய்வோம். We are meant to be subservient to you. The Upanishad says that the Jivatma is a Shesha and Paramatma is a Sheshi. Sheshi means is a master. And the Jivatma is the subservient one. It's in the Brihadaranyaka Upanishad, in Antaryami Brahmana, 32 mantras are there. It says that in each padartha that you see in the world, the Lord is the inner controller. Yo Prithivyam Antaro Yamayati, he controls Prithvi from inside. Yam Prithvi Naveda, which the Prithvi does not know. Like that, Brihadaranyaka Upanishad says, for Prithvi, Apu, Tejas, Vayu, Akasha, and then finally Vijnana, Atma also. Yam Vijnano Antaro Yamayati Yam Vijnano Naveda. Like this, the Lord is the inner controller of everything in this universe. Therefore, the Lord is the master and all others are subservient to him. For those who are subservient, when will they be happy? When the master is happy. When will the master be happy? When you obey what he says, when you are agreeable to him, one. After that, whenever he wants you to do something, you do that. So we are instruments of the Lord. So we are the body, we are the Sharira, the Lord is the Shariri or the Atma. This Sharira Shariri Bhava is the most important concept in the Upanishads. It comes from Antaryami Brahmana in Brihadaranyaka. Being so, Andal says, whether you like it or not, we are always related. எற்றைக்கும் ஏழேழு பிறவிக்கும் உந்தன்னோடு ஒற்றோமே ஆவோம். We are ஒற்றோமே, we are always related to you. You are the Atma, we are the body. So being, what we have to do? We have to serve you. Only then we can be happy. When you are in Rome, you have to be a Roman. So when you are a subservient one, you have to behave like a subservient one. Only then you will be happy. Therefore, give me service, she says. எற்றைக்கும் ஏழு பிறவிக்கும் உந்தன்னோடு உற்றோமே ஆவோம் உனக்கே நாம் ஆட்செய்வோம் உனக்கே நாம் ஆட்செய்வோம். We will be like the errand boy for you, not servant. We will be the errand boy. We will be hanging around you, being agreeable to you. And when you want something to done, we will do it for you. Be like that. But this material world is deluding us. So when our desires change, you be from inside and you please tell us not to change our desires. Give us the right knowledge so that we are devoted to you and we always think of doing service to you. Because of that, in the 30th Pasuk, we will always be experiencing communion with you. We'll be very happy. But to tell this prayer in the 29th Pasuram, she puts 28 Pasurams in the beginning. She says, go with friends, go with good people. First approach the watchman, first approach the acharyas, then you request him to come and sit and listen to you. Then you make your point. Otherwise, he's like a lion. He can just put you off anytime. Like this, the first 28 are the Pitike. It is first 5 tell the tattvas about Jivatma, Paramatma being Siddhopaya. And if you pray to him, if you just go in front of him and submit your prayers, he will listen. That's all he needs, nothing else. With a pure heart, if you submit your prayers, he will do it. So in the 29th Pashuram, she says, what is a prayer we have to make? We have to tell him, we know that you are Sheshi and we are Shesha. We are eternally related. Even in Sri Vaikuntha, he is the Sheshi, we are the Shesha. He is the master, we are the subservient. Being so, we would like to always do pleasant service to you. Please grant us that. And when you say that he grants it to you, because of that, in the 30th Passion, only that way you can live in blissful ecstasy all the time. For those who follow this method of approaching the Lord with the right people, surrendering to him, asking him for eternal loving service, They will live with divine communion and blissful ecstasy all their lives. This is the essence of Upanishads.
We have Dr. Lakshmikant, sir. He has a question. Sir, please unmute. Sir, you're on mute.
You're not being heard, sir. Doctor, can't hear you. You have to unmute yourself.
Sir, please try now.
Now we can hear you.
No, still on mute.
Briefly, I heard his voice.
Thanks, madam. Thanks. Nana சொல்லுங்க.
Okay. பெருமாள் அனுகிரகம் பெருமாள் தான் சொன்னார் என் மூலக்கமா உங்களுக்கெல்லாம் நன்னா ஒரு நெக்டரைன் ட்ரீட்மெண்ட் கொடுக்கணும்னு அவருக்கு ஆசை. He chose me as an instrument. Someone else has raised a hand, Soumya. Samsung SME2.
I think that is Dr. Lakshmikant, sir.
Okay. He's not able to talk. Huh? There are no more questions. To practice what we discussed this week and more than questions, I'd love to hear from you your experiences the following week. If there are no more questions, we can put an end.
Thank you all for the participation. Thank you, Usha ma'am, for the enlightening session. It was extremely wonderful. We all thoroughly enjoyed listening to you. And many participants, they have expressed their thanks to you for the session. And thank you, Lakshmikant sir, for allowing us to have this session continue on online. And we'll be having many such sessions in the upcoming weeks. Please do share your number and we will get in touch with you to post the details of the upcoming session. Please leave your name and your contact number, which you have on WhatsApp. We'll definitely get in touch with you to share the details. So if we don't have any questions,
Hello?
Yeah, yes, sir.
You can hear me, madam?
Yes, sir.
Oh, no, very nice. You have made all of us blessed doubly.
His wish, the way he made it easy for me when we went online, I think he has also delivered what he wanted to deliver.
It is Soumya's decision.
Okay. It was good because it's far easier for me. Only I can't see you all. Maybe once in a while we can meet up.
No, doesn't say. We found some path. He blessed us. Now we have to walk in that path. Let us walk in that path.
Okay. We can do that for a while. And also we can, towards the end, maybe have one session of offline.
Keep going. Everything is going well. And God bless all. Thank you. Have a good day, madam.
Thank you so much.
And thank you, Soumya. You have done a great job.
It's not me, sir. I'm just an instrument. Thank you.
No. See, everything counts here. And you have done a great job. Tell Venkatesh also.
Yeah, sure, sir. Thank you so much.
He is the seed in this.
Sure, sir.
And I thank all the participants who took part and keep taking part in such events regularly with Madam Dr. Usha Narasimhan. She is a wonderful human being and a great teacher to teach all of us.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. Good day to you all.
Thank you all.
Thank you. In case someone has missed the previous session, please log on to YouTube and visit our channel. We are sharing the recordings of the previous session. So you can also practice many things that Mami has mentioned in those classes and come back with your experiences during our next sessions. Thank you all again. Thank you so much.
Thank you one and all. Good day to you all.
Thank you.
Thank you all.